DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth fell to the Los Angeles Kings 4-2 on Monday night at the Delta Center. LA strong out of the gates in this one. They got 2 goals in the first 10 minutes and 8 seconds. Both goals originated from the Utah offensive zone. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and the Mammoth were playing catch-up the rest of the way. Periods 2 and 3, Utah looked really good. They matched LA's physicality. They got to those closer spots to the net, getting really into the interior, working hard. They controlled the contest. They drew 3 of the 4 power plays, but playing catch-up early on in the NHL, a tough one to push through when 78% of the games are tied or within a goal in the third period. Utah on the wrong end of that. After falling behind 2-0, they got 2 of the next 3, but the 2 early ones do Utah in. They got on the board 34 seconds into the second period. Power play goal from Dylan Guenther.
Mikhail Sergachev this way. Keller, one-timer. Guenther, he scores! Bullseye! Dylan Guenther! Utah connects on the power play, and it's 2-1.
Keller and Sergachev on the assist. It'd stay a 2-1 game for 22 minutes and 53 seconds before a neutral zone turnover by the Mammoth ended up on the tape of Anze Kopitar. He got his 6th. 3-1 LA, but Utah just kept pushing in the third.
Utah in with Nick Schmaltz. Keller in the middle on the backhand. Scores! The captain shovels one in, and the Mammoth are back within 1. 7:45 to go in the third period, and Clayton Keller has his 10th of the year.
Clayton Keller from Nick Schmaltz and J.J. Peterka. Keller's 10th and his team leading 8th multiple-point game. And with that goal by Clayton Keller, Utah now leads the NHL with 5 skaters that have at least 10 goals ahead of Colorado, who's in second place. They have 4 skaters with at least 10 goals. So 3-2. LA, though, gets an empty netter. Got a bounce, and Joel Armia pushed it home. So the Mammoth opened the homestand, falling by a count of 4-2. They'll be in action on Wednesday to take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Again, a franchise record 32 hits for the Mammoth in the game on Monday night, led by Jack McBain. Here's what head coach Andre Tourigny thought after this one.
I think we obviously we didn't have the start we were hoping for and we needed against that kind of team. Who's tough to create offense. I like the way we play in the second and the third. I think we compete really hard, and effort was there, the focus was there, but unfortunately, when you have that kind of a start, I often repeat in front of you that it's a one-goal game all the time, so you cannot give any free opportunity to your opponent, and I didn't like our start, and like I said, a really good second and third.
Could you dive deeper into how your team responded to LA's pressure, especially in the second, third, when they were stronger against it?
Yeah, I think what LA does really good is counterattack. If you mismanage the puck or if you force plays, they counterattack, and they in the first period we definitively give them too much space. You know, we let them take the medal on their rush, so they had too many entries. I think after guys adjust well and did a really good job at it, but it's. They're number 1 in the league at certain thing for a reason, and I think by giving them the lead, that make them play in their strength even more. So that was the unfortunate part of the night, because I think the effort, like I said, was good in the second and the third.
Are there inconsistencies that you're seeing in terms of being on the wrong side of losing those 1-goal games instead of being on the other side of it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Cole. I will not say inconsistency. I will say I didn't see one pattern who's okay. It's always this, and we need to address it. I think tonight that. It's their first goal. They worked for it, and they made a good play. And okay, the second goal should have never happened. We're casual, and that's the difference in the game. That's how tight the league is. So you cannot have those moments where you give a free shot. And we did that. We give them a breakaway, they score, and that made the difference in the game. I think we battled back. Our power play got us on the board, and then we score. Kel scored at the end to get us closer. But at the end of the day, there's always mistake in a game. I think their third goal is from a turnover on our side, and okay, that will happen. But I think at the end of the day, they did mistake as well, and we had opportunity as well. It's just that mistake was a big one.
So Clayton Keller now up to 28 points in 31 games since he joined Nick Schmaltz and J.J. Peterka on that top line in Anaheim on Wednesday. Those three have combined for 5 goals and 10 assists. We heard from the Utah captain after the game on Monday night as well.
Clayton, can you put into words just the fight? Obviously, this was a physical game, but there was a fight element for your game as well. Can you talk about a little bit what that looked like?
Yeah, I think obviously not a great first from us. They're an experienced team. They're structured. They defend really hard, and they made it tough on us in the first. And I think the way we were able to kind of bounce back in the second, I think that's one of our best second periods of the year for sure. In just terms of everything, game management, and we're kind of trying to outchange them and use our speed. But then again, it's it sucks to have that little push there and not be able to get it done.
What else do you want to see your team take away from this game moving forward?
Yeah, I think just starting on time is obviously a big one. And when we do that, we're a tough team to play against, and I think that's the main thing from us. We know we have to do each night. The coaches do a great job, kind of telling us how we have to play and, how we can kind of break them down and have success. And, I think our execution was a little sloppy tonight, but, as the game went on, I think it got a little bit better.
Brandon Tanev, nicknamed Turbo, didn't play Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday last week. He was healthy, not in the lineup, but he was back on Monday night. He had a goal disallowed in the first period that would have made it 2-1. He was offside on a stretch pass ahead from Nate Schmidt. Only way he could have gathered the puck, unfortunately, just didn't quite line up with the blue line goal taken off the board. But a nice game for Brandon Tanev in his return to the lineup for Utah. In the contest on Monday night, he laid down 3 hits, but really set the tone with Liam O'Brien and Brandon Tanev, and we heard from Turbo after the game.
What do you want to see from your team moving forward from this game?
Yeah, I think we understood that that wasn't our best night, even though we fought and clawed at the end there. But that's a good hockey team. But at the end of the day, we need to understand what makes us successful. I think work on that in practice, and then we're eager to get back to you for the next one.
It seemed like you had a little extra pep in your step. Was that from the extra energy from not playing the last couple, or is that something to prove there?
No, I think it's just playing my game. Energy, physicality. Unfortunately, the goal called back is a great pass by Nate. But at the end of the day, it's just my goal, my identity. I've got to stick to it, and probably that tonight.
Just 2 goals over the last 2 games for this team. What do you guys need to do differently offensively?
Yeah, I think just shooting more pucks. Getting into the goaltender's eyes. We did have chances. Gunner's goal was a great play, and obviously on the power play. But it's one of those things where the goaltender can't see the puck, and I think we had chances throughout the game to maybe shoot more. We're looking for maybe the right. I don't necessarily say the pretty play, but I think at the end of the day, pucks to net. Challenge their goaltenders, get in his eyes, and getting one of these greasy ones, and maybe that get us a bump.
Mammoth won the special teams battle. They went 1 for 3 on the power play, killed their only shorthanded situation. So nice job there. Drew 3 straight power plays after an early shorthanded situation. And Utah now has 3 power play goals in the last 4 after, on all of November, they got only 2. So positive there. They had one of their best nights of the season in the faceoff circle, winning over 60%, but just couple lapses in the first period, too much to overcome against a Los Angeles team who has a record of 10-2-4 on the road, and an LA team that allows the second fewest goals in the National Hockey League. Third place in the Pacific Division are the Kings, oldest team in the NHL, most experienced team, a good measuring stick for Utah, but that brand of hockey that they want to play against teams like LA and Florida coming up tomorrow. Mammoth did a decent job of it. Final 50 minutes of the game. Again, just a physical, on-brand, getting to the interior parts of the ice offensively to try and manufacture a few more goals. We're talking all about it on our Tuesday mailbag edition of Mammoth Daily, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and the Utah Mammoth YouTube page, and SCG Plus. Mike Fulton will have his morning after. I'll give you some more thoughts. And then we go into our Tuesday mailbag. So I hope you can join us on Mammoth Daily and then back here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Tomorrow night, we're on the air at 6 o'clock with Hockey Night Utah, and the puck drops at 7.